Welcome back, Patrick Silva, patricktheattorney.com. And here's a legal question today. Can you be charged and or convicted of a DUI for driving one of those little kids' Power Wheels? You know the type. They're either pink or blue. They're either a Barbie or a Batman, and they're made for a 2 or 3-year-old. Stick around and find out, because there is an interesting twist that the officer employed on this one. In the 2+ decades that I've been practicing law, I've seen a lot of things. I've seen weird things in court, weird things in trial, seen a lot of weird DUIs. I've seen DUIs in cars, every type of DUI, from DUI on a regular to a DUI murder, DUI manslaughter. I've seen DUI arrestees for a golf cart, DUIs on a horse. I read about that one. DUIs on private property, DUIs for sleeping in your car. But I've never seen a DUI for driving a kid's 2-year-old's or 3-year-old's little Power Wheel. And this was in the state of Indiana. And the question is can they prosecute him? In this case, this gentleman was arrested and he was driving down the road, and you're going to see some of the video here in a minute, but he's driving down the road when the officer initially stops him. If I was his attorney and I'm attacking it all the way through, the first thing I'm going to do is attack it that he was not on a roadway, because at the exact moment when the officer lit him up or saw him, he looked like he was on a portion of a driveway. I'm going to look at this and we'll analyze it together.
You got a license on you, bud?
No.
You have no license, anything, ID on you?
I got ID.
I see your ID. You know you just can't drive these things down the road, right?
I do. I know this.
You do?
I'm going to sidewalk. I've been on sidewalk.
Okay. So where you headed to with it?
My home.
Your home?
Yes.
See, when there's no lights, they say they're not meant for road, so.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Where you come from tonight?
Hucks.
Hucks? Just Hucks, okay.
Yeah, I'm getting gas. Enough of this.
Where's your gas can at?
Oh, man. I left it back there. Can I park this off the side and go get it?
Not right now, just wait here a second, okay?
Oh, I know. I'm just...
Quick question. I've got a male adult on a Power Wheels. I stopped him driving down 2nd Street. No lights on or nothing like that.
So going through the first minute and 21 seconds, this is interesting because the officer is talking to him and he says, hey, the reason I stopped you can't be driving these on the side of the road. But this is the interesting. He asks a couple questions. Whenever an officer smells alcohol, he's going to say, have you been drinking tonight? Or I smell alcohol on you. He doesn't do that. And again, this is not an alcohol-related arrest. Even though all over the internet it made it seem like it was, the officer ended up arresting him on a drug DUI. Now, a drug DUI, the officer later on is going to say, hey, do you mind taking these tests all over again? And what he's doing is he's going to call in a DRE. The cops call him a drug recognition expert. However, when I'm done with them, they're just a drug recognition evaluator in court. It's a bunch of hocus pocus on the DRE, quote, junk science that they use. Now the officer goes back and you could hear him in the next frame. You'll hear him calling his dispatch, and either he's talking to dispatch or he's talking to another officer. Can't be sure, but let's listen and find out.
Pounds if I get any impairment off of him. Yeah, it's a battery powered. I mean, it's a battery powered Jeep. No, it's not the pink one. It's just like that, but it's blue. A John Albert McKee.
3523.
The passing lane of Westbound Avenue.
That's I wasn't sure. I wanted to make sure before I went any further with it. You stand up out of there for a second real quick, bud? You have any knives on you, anything like that?
Yeah, I do.
Let me take it off, throw it in the Jeep for me real quick. You had any drink or anything tonight?
Yes, sir.
No, not at all? Okay. I'm gonna do a couple checks, make sure you're okay real quick, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's step up over here real quick, okay? Dabs a big 511, press my stop on the outfield sobriety.
So now at this point, you can see the officer telling him step off the car or whatever it is. And he says, have you had anything to drink tonight? And he says, no, and he shakes his head. If the officer smelled alcohol, he would have said, well, I smell alcohol. Come on, just be honest with me. They try to get that admission. So this guy had not been drinking. However, later on, he does admit to a little something else. You'll hear about it. And that's what the officer is hanging his shingle on in order to make the arrest, call for a DRE, get a blood. I'll do a follow-up video. I have to go research this county, and I'm going to bet the district attorney never files it. But let's kind of see what else happens here.
All right, wear glasses or contacts, anything? All right, keep feet together, hands on your side. Eyes, can you follow the tip of my finger, okay? Eyes only. Eyes only, not bad.
So now at this point, you see the officer giving him the voodoo eye test. This is called the horizontal gaze nystagmus. It has been sold as a bill of goods as being able to detect the use of alcohol. However, according to NHTSA, which is the governing body over field sobriety tests, this test has never been approved for the detection of drugs. The officer's given it, and he should take a minute and 30 seconds to give it correctly. There's 7 passes to the left, 7 to the right. I view it, I think he doesn't do it entirely, but he's pretty close. But again, horseshoes and hand grenades ain't good enough when it comes to your constitutional rights.
There you go, Lex. You got any knee injuries, back or anything to prevent you from walking normal?
I've got back problems. I've had 3 heart attacks.
Okay.
I'm slowed down.
Okay. I was making sure you take any kind of medications or anything like that today? You have? What kind of stuff?
Heart pills.
Do what?
Heart pills?
Heart pills? Nothing? Any kind of narcotics? Anything like that? Nothing? Nope. Okay. All right. I'm gonna have you go both feet side by side. When I tell you to, you're gonna tilt your head back, keep your eyes closed. You're gonna estimate in your head. So estimate the passage of 30 seconds in your head. Once you feel like 30 seconds has passed, bring your head forward and open your eyes, okay?
Okay.
All right, so whenever you're ready, okay?
Now, the officer just stopped giving him the eye test, and he asked him a couple other follow-up questions, and then he's going to give him what's known as the Romberg test. The Romberg is tilt your head back, close your eyes, and estimate 30 seconds. The beauty of this test is under what's known as ARIDE, Advanced Roadside Impairment Detection Enforcement. It's training just below DRE that the officers get. If I have a client or any other attorney has a client that's in that 25 to 35 range because they're trying to estimate 30 seconds, the ARIDE manual says you're deemed not impaired. So I use this one a lot, and I get a lot of mileage out of this one. Let's continue watching here.
All right. Are you able to stand on one leg? I don't know what your back injuries are. Okay. All right. You able to take a couple steps for me?
Yeah.
Okay. So go and turn, face towards me, okay? All right, we're going to stand in a straight line in front of you.
Now, folks, just going back a half a second, when he asked him, are you taking anything, any medication, anything else, he's looking for any legal medication that could affect you. And again, this cop's treating him like he's driving a motor vehicle. That's the question. He's not driving a motor vehicle. It would be stupid or asinine for the state of Indiana to really have defined this Power Wheel as a motor vehicle. This is a case that any lawyer could take to trial and beat. 12 people in a jury box are not going to believe that this is what they meant by driving a motor vehicle. However, he asked them about meds, and he said heart meds. Now, can heart meds affect your ability or impair you? The short answer is going to be no. Are they going to try and say, yes, it diminishes your ability because it slows down your body functions, etc.? Again, not driving a motor vehicle. That's the problem in this case. But let's kind of watch a little further and see what happens.
You're going to place your right foot out in front, place your left foot behind your right foot, heel to toe, okay? Again, keep your hands on your side. Don't move until I tell you to, and do not start until I tell you to. Do you understand? When I tell you to, you take a series of 9 heel to toe steps forward, counting step out loud. Be sure to touch heel to toe. Once you get to 9, you'll leave your front foot planted and do a turnaround, which I'm going to demonstrate, okay? And take 9 back. So again, you're going to be on line. So 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth till you get to 9. Once you get to 9, front foot planted, small steps around, 9 heel toe steps back, okay? All right, whenever you're ready, okay?
I never could have been do that. I felt that one.
So folks, back here we're at him trying to give the arrestee the heel to toe. The heel to toe is approximately 160 words of instructions. You can get 10 people, and I teach field sobriety test training to not cops, to other attorneys Saturday, where no one's got nothing but coffee and donuts in them, and there ain't an attorney that I know has ever been able to perform this and not show, quote, signs of impairment. So again, all the field sobriety tests are voodoo, mumbo jumbo, junk science. And again, if you reference my other video, the NHTSA study, National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the 1998 San Diego study, page 28 says that an ability to do field sobriety tests does not mean that you're impaired for driving purposes. And again, this is a case of not driving a motor vehicle. I really doubt that they'll charge it, but this is just an absurd arrest. And I don't know what's going on in Indiana, but man, it's just scary out there. Folks, here's an interesting trick I use in court. The officers always talk about how Johnny showed this impairment, that impairment. And I said, well, gosh, anybody could do these field sobriety tests, right? Right? Everybody who's sober. Oh, yes, absolutely, sir. So I said, well, then let's see if you could do them right now. And I pull the cop out of the witness box, and I'll administer the test because I have more training than most cops when it comes to field sobriety tests. I'll give them the test, and they'll flunk. And I said, well, you exhibited this clue, this clue, this clue. I said, well, that means you're impaired according to your standards. And they'll say, well, yeah. I said, well, how much have you had to drink? None. Are you on your drugs? No. So again, field sobriety tests don't mean diddly squat when it comes to DUIs.
All right, don't place both feet side by side. Again, don't move until I tell you to, not start until I tell you to. When I tell you to, either foot, right or left foot, you're going to raise that foot approximately 6 inches off the ground. Point your toe, you're going to look down at your toe, and you're going to count out loud. 1001, 1002, 1003, until I tell you to stop. So you're going to look it out, point your toe forward, don't start yet. Hands to your side, and you're going to count out loud while looking at your toe. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, okay? All right, yep, looking down at your toe, keep your legs straight. Okay?
Ready?
Whenever you're ready.
2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008.
Okay. All right, relax. So you have seat back underneath here for a second, okay? Well, you failed my field sobriety.
Now, folks, did you just see that big rig drive by? What do you think was going through that truck driver's mind? This is Big 1040 going on the CB radio. I'm just witnessing a cop giving a DUI to a guy in a power wheel. They're probably laughing it across the CB bands right now. But this is just a crazy video. I can't believe it.
Hurley's thinking probably a meth or cannabis. I mean, he's no HGN, but he failed everything else, and his Romberg was only 17 seconds for the 30. So. Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and read him and go from there. So.
Now, the officer is back in his squad car, and he's calling in. He said he failed the field sobriety test. Again, there's no pass or fail. There's only signs of impairment or clues of impairment. None of that exists here. And he talks about there's no HGN, and the cop says, I think he's on meth or marijuana, which is not the case. The heart meds could have easily slowed down his internal clock. Now, what's funny was that Romberg test, which is close your eyes and estimate 30 seconds. He did it in 17. I timed it. It seemed about close. If you're impaired by marijuana, you can expect to see somebody whose internal clock is slowed down. And again, this is according to NITS, and I'm not saying it's valid. I'm just saying what the government's saying, that you'll show 60 seconds. On the other hand, meth, they say, is going to speed up your internal clock. This guy did not seem to be wigging out on any type of meth. He just seemed to be an older gentleman. And again, the field sobriety tests are not valid for anybody over the age of 65. So let's keep watching here and see what happens next. To the editor, Azam Malik, I'm at 10 minutes and 34 seconds. Folks, so now the officer is saying, hey, can we do some more testing on you? Can I have another guy do some more testing just so we get a better sense when we get back to the hospital? This gentleman does not have to say yes at this time. The officer has a weak case, no driving, it's not a vehicle. And he's just trying to find something because he needs to, quote, create this impaired driving fiction is what it is. So they're going to try to say, oh, he's impaired, because right now they don't have squat. They're going to try to say he's impaired, and then they're going to let the lawyers fight over whether it was a motor vehicle or not. And this is where it gets crazy, because you're going to have some prosecutors saying, well, by definition, under Indiana law, it's a motor vehicle because it's battery powered. Well, you know what they really meant when they made that law was a stinking Tesla or a golf cart that could do 35 miles an hour. They didn't mean a kid's power wheel. So again, this is just a joke of enforcement at this point. I hope he has a good lawyer.
That's it. Now I'm gonna read you something real quick, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. This is what's called the Indiana Implied Consent Law. You heard it before? Okay. This is what it says. I have probable cause if you believe you've operated a vehicle while intoxicated. Say must now offer the opportunity to submit to a chemical test and inform you that your refusal to submit to a chemical test will result in suspension of your driving privileges for 1 year. If you have at least one previous conviction for operating while intoxicated, your refusal to submit to a chemical test will result in suspension of your driving privileges for 2 years. So the chemical test will be going down getting blood draw from the hospital, okay?
No.
You want to take it? Okay.
I got shit in my system.
Okay, well stand up for me. You're being placed under arrest. I'll get a warrant.
Okay,
What I-
okay, I'll take
You take the test?
Yes, yes.
Okay, well I still got to handcuff you to take the test, okay?
Okay. You got two of them, I mean,
Do what?
all my stuff is like two or two is mine.
That what? So, okay, I'll grab it. Hang on a second. Let me-
We got in the hole.
Yeah, but 3511, 51 J3, signal 42. You start me at 1051. Power wheels.
All that's the thing. Power wheel.
Still can't drive them on their own, man.
I mean, what is it? You see them running most of the way out on the road.
I passed you on the road, okay?
I know that. I live there after you on the sidewalk.
Yeah, try to get someone out of Vincennes. Got anything else on you? Narcotics, nothing else on you? No. Do what?
I got that pen.
Do what?
That pen you just took.
Uh-huh.
But you asked me if I had anything else on me. I said no, you didn't take that off.
Step over here real quick. I'm gonna step right in front of the car. I'll pick up that drill bit, okay?
Yeah.
Turn around. Comfortable or do you want to sit on the curb? Stand.
I got gas check on it. I got my through somewhere. I lost it. I just got gas. Comes up too.
See that?
Yeah. Can I check that battery off?
Yeah. Let me grab it back real quick. Say, would you at the hospital let another guy take another couple tests, make sure you're good?
What is good?
Would you allow another guy at the hospital to do another couple tests like that just to make sure you're good? It's just a little bit more in depth of testing. Well, I'll get a blood draw, but the guy does another couple tests, some eye tests and that like that. Would you be okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. 4011. He will take it. DRE.
I'm not going to be under arrest after all that.
If we pass everything, we'll be good to go and we'll get you back. Correct.
What about my gas, sir?
We'll go back. I'll get the tow truck.
Like I said, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind to go that long. You might have some conversation. My house, your house, and I gave my back home.
Yeah. Okay. So he's going to do a DRE too, so. Alrighty. Okay. Alright, thanks.
So folks, I don't know if you caught this, but the officer used his cell phone to conduct official business. What does that mean? That means a guy like me could come in there and subpoena all of his records, because now you see on video that he actually got a call. He conducted official business. He said, yeah, he'll do a DRE. Then you see in the bottom right hand of the screen him turning off the call. So cell phones, well, let's go this way. Let's back it up. Most police manuals say all police work needs to be documented. So documenting it, that means through dispatch logs. That means through audio of dispatch. Your personal cell phone, and again, I'm assuming it's a personal cell phone. I don't know any police agencies that give out cell phones to patrol drivers. They might give out cell phones to other undercover agents, but I've never seen a cell phone given to a patrol officer. So two schools of thought. If it's his personal, that's a no-no. If it's not, then arguably he could say it was okay. Let's move on to see what else they did wrong here. So folks, that's pretty much the video in its entirety. There's some things I had to cut out a lot of it, but here's the question for you. Put it in the comments. Is a power wheel a motor vehicle? I'm assuming not. If it's battery powered, do you think the government has a strong argument to say that it is a motor vehicle? Do you think this guy was under the influence of drugs or alcohol? Which doesn't matter, because a DUI is driving under the influence, or DWI, driving while intoxicated. Driving is a motor vehicle. It's just the absurdity of this whole case that irks me, and that you have a power wheel. I don't care how you stretch the rubber band of law. You can't stretch it far enough where you're putting it over the peg to say this is a motor vehicle and this is what the government intended. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this analysis. If you like it, subscribe. If you don't subscribe. PatrickTheAttorney.com. Have a great day. Bye.